Dumpling. Where's Dumpling?
They're gone. Giyuu.
Gone? What do you mean, gone? Where? Where did they go?
Giyuu, stop. You're in no condition to move.
I need to find them. I need to...
Damn it, Giyuu. You're going to hurt yourself even more.
I don't care. I can't just stay here while they're out there alone, in this storm.
Why? Why are you doing this to yourself? Isn't it enough that I'm here? Why can't I be enough for you?
Sanemi, I can't just forget about Dumpling. I can't just move on like they didn't mean everything to me.
You're going to kill yourself for them, and they left you behind.
They didn't leave me. I pushed them away. I need to fix this. I have to.
Giyuu, don't do this, please.
I have to.
You're going to break yourself for them, and I can't stop you, but I'm coming with you. You're insane, you know that? What the hell were you thinking, running out into this storm?
I had to find them. Dumpling's out there.
They're gone, Giyuu. You can't keep chasing shadows.
Giyuu glares at him, his jaw tight. He takes a shaky step forward, but his legs buckle, and he collapses onto the cold stone floor. Sanemi is at his side in an instant, grabbing his arm and pulling him up.
Damn it, Giyuu. You're going to kill yourself like this.
If it means finding them, it's worth it.
Sanemi's hands grip Giyuu's shoulders tightly, his voice low and intense.
Listen to yourself. You're half dead, freezing, and still chasing someone who walked away from you.
What about me, huh? Am I nothing to you?
Giyuu's gaze softens, but his voice remains firm.
Sanemi, you don't understand. Dumpling was everything. I can't just forget them.
And I'm supposed to stand here and watch you destroy yourself for someone who left you?
The weight of Sanemi's words hangs in the air. Giyuu closes his eyes, guilt flickering across his face. He doesn't answer, instead trying to pull away, but Sanemi doesn't let go.
Don't do this, Giyuu. Stay here. Stay with me.
Giyuu shakes his head, his voice trembling.
I can't. I have to find them.
Even if it kills you?
Even then.
Sanemi lets out a frustrated growl and grabs Giyuu's cloak, yanking it off him. Before Giyuu can protest, Sanemi strips off his own soaked clothes, tossing them aside. He grabs Giyuu and pulls him down onto the cloak-covered ground.
Sanemi?
Fine. If you're going to be stubborn, then at least warm up first. I'm not dragging your frozen corpse through this storm.
Giyuu looks startled, but doesn't resist, as Sanemi pulls him into a tight embrace. Their bodies press together, the shared heat slowly seeping into their frozen skin. Giyuu's head rests against Sanemi's chest, his breaths uneven.
You're a damn idiot, Giyuu, but I can't lose you.
Giyuu doesn't respond at first, his hands clenching and unclenching at his sides. Finally, he speaks, his voice barely above a whisper.
I'm sorry for putting you through this.
Shut up and let me take care of you.
Sanemi, I'm still sore down there.
Giyuu looks away, blushing.
I'll be gentle. You need my heat.
Giyuu nods his head.
Burn me. Sanemi.
Their shared warmth becomes something more.
Giyuu, you're so warm and see.
His body is trembling with passion and pleasure.
Sanemi, I need you so bad.
The snowstorm has finally settled, leaving the forest blanketed in an eerie silence. Dumpling stumbles through the trees, their cloak torn and frost clinging to their hair. Each step is labored, their breath visible in the icy air. Just as they falter, leaning against a tree for support, a figure emerges from the shadows.
You seem lost, my friend. The cold is no place for someone alone.
Dumpling looks up, startled. The golden glow of Rengoku's hair stands out vividly against the white snow, his eyes alight with both kindness and determination. He steps closer, offering a steady hand.
Come, let's get you somewhere safe.
Dumpling hesitates, their heart pounding as they meet his gaze. Before they can respond, the sound of crunching snow echoes behind them. Dumpling's eyes widen as they glance over Rengoku's shoulder. The snow begins to fall heavier, the wind biting through the air as Dumpling shivers, despite Rengoku's offered cloak. They stumble across an old, abandoned, traditional Japanese house, its wooden frame weathered but sturdy against the storm. Rengoku pushes the sliding door open, revealing a dark but surprisingly intact interior.
It's not much, but it'll keep us safe for the night. Come on, you need to rest.
Dumpling nods, following him inside. The dim light from a small oil lamp Rengoku lights illuminates the room, casting flickering shadows on the tatami mats. Dumpling sits near a low table, pulling the cloak tighter around their shoulders.
Is this how you always treat strangers you find in the snow? Or am I just lucky?
Perhaps it's your charm that makes you irresistible. Or maybe I just can't leave someone in need.
Rengoku's warm presence fills the space, and Dumpling finds their heart beating faster, the exhaustion of the storm momentarily forgotten.
Careful, Rengoku-san. I might start thinking you're flirting with me.
And if I was, would you mind?
Dumpling's teasing retort is interrupted by a loud crack from the storm outside, the tension between them hanging unspoken in the air. Giyu and Sanemi lie tangled together under the shared cloak, their bodies pressed tightly against one another, the desperation of survival mixing with unrestrained passion.
You're finally warming up, but I think I can make you burn.
Giyu's breath hitches as Sanemi's hands explore his body. The rough calluses a sharp contrast to the soft intimacy of the moment. Their shared heat is the only thing keeping the cold at bay, their movements urgent and unrestrained.
Sanemi.
Don't overthink this. Just feel it.
Giyu hesitates, but gives in, pulling Sanemi closer as the cave fills with the sound of heavy breaths and whispered names. The storm outside rages on, the wind howling, but inside, the intensity between them only grows.
You really are something else, you know that?
I could say the same about you. Most wouldn't have survived that storm alone.
Dumpling leans forward slightly, their gaze steady and intense.
Maybe I just had something worth surviving for.
Rengoku's smile falters for a moment, his expression turning thoughtful. He reaches out, his hand brushing Dumpling's as he speaks.
Then it's my honor to make sure you do.
Their hands linger together, the moment charged with an unspoken connection. Outside, the snowstorm continues to blanket the world in white, the abandoned house becoming a small haven in the endless cold.
Stay here, Giyu. Forget everything else. Just stay with me.
Mi Bacchus. Gonnabrak.
Let me hear that crack.
Sanemi. Wait. Dumpling is.
Don't talk about dumpling when I'm about to break your dumpling.
What?
Have some sauce all over that dumpling.
Sanemi. Oh my god. I feel like my body is gonna break.
Hear that, Giyu?
I don't hear anything.
Exactly. That means I need you to sound even louder.
How many holes do you... I like how your mouth is a hole.
What?
I'm sure you have other nice holes too. Maybe one of them is shaped like the donut.
That's a very specific analogy.
Giyu and Sanemi are tangled together under the cloak, their bodies flush from the warmth of their earlier passion. Sanemi smirks, leaning in close to Giyu's ear.
You're like snow. Giyu called it first. But once I touch you, you melt all over me.
You talk a lot for someone who couldn't stop begging a moment ago.
Can you blame me? You've got me harder than the rocks in this damn cave.
Giyu laughs softly but quickly retaliates, his lips brushing Sanemi's ear as his voice drops to a husky whisper.
Maybe I should have let the cold do its job. You're burning me up in ways I can't handle.
Oh, you're handling it just fine. In fact, I think you're craving more.
Crazy things you say. You're unbelievable. Bark, awoo!
Giyu suddenly makes a barking sound, startling both of them. He immediately freezes, his eyes wide.
I like it when you sound like a crazy animal. Makes things more exciting.
Giyu laughs softly, shaking his head, but his smile falters as his gaze shifts to the cave entrance. A massive shadow looms outside, and he notices a huge rock hurtling toward them.
Sanemi, look out.
What? I'm already the hardest rock here, Giyu. Nothing can...
Before he can finish, the massive rock crashes into the cave. Duma steps inside, lifting another boulder effortlessly, his smile sinister.
Well. What do we have here? A couple of lovebirds?
Sanemi's expression darkens as he steps in front of Giyu, shielding him from Duma. Giyu tries to protest, but his body is weak from their earlier escapade.
If you want to hurt him, You'll have to get through me first.
Duma grins wickedly and hurls the rock. Sanemi moves to shield Giyuu, taking the full brunt of the blow. He collapses to his knees, blood trickling down his forehead.
Sanemi, no.
Don't worry, Giyuu. I'll take good care of him.
Giyuu struggles to get up, but his legs give out, and he collapses onto the icy ground, his vision fading as Duma drags Sanemi away.
Sanemi, I'm sorry.
Giyuu faints, the cold seeping into his body as the snowstorm begins to calm outside. The storm has passed, and sunlight streams through the cracked wooden shutters of the house. Dumpling stirs, blinking against the light, only to realize they're wrapped snugly in Rengoku's arms. Their faces are inches apart.
We were cuddling?
Rengoku wakes up, his golden eyes meeting Dumpling's. A soft smile spreads across his face as he notices their flustered expression. Instead of pulling away, he pulls them closer, his voice low and warm.
Come back here. It's still a bit cold.
Dumpling blushes furiously but can't resist as Rengoku's arms tighten around them. They snuggle closer, their heart racing as the morning sun bathes the room in a golden glow.
Rolling back to you.
Talkie.